R. Kelly is one of the best. He's a musical genius.
That being said, let me explain to y'all what's going on right now. So, I met somebody today. I wish I could see the hand. The hand is going in and out. I met somebody today. Anyway, so I'm out. I meet this person. I go to his house. He's in the industry. He's actually on tour right now. Anyway, we at the house. We're sharing stories about, you know, our work, our role in this entertainment industry. And I love meeting people in this business, whether it's singers, writers, producers, or whatever, because for me to give my time is really big. We sitting here talking about any and everything, mainly the industry, and R. Kelly comes up. R. Kelly name gets brought up. The person said that R. Kelly, no matter what, R. Kelly will always be the king of R&B. Hey, R. Kelly name get brought up because of this. R. Kelly name get brought up. I actually bring R. Kelly name up because I saw in the blog that R. Kelly still has his Grammys. His Grammy won't be taken away from him. I think he have 3 Grammys, but they're safe. Nobody will take that away from him as of now. And the Academy said that they only had to snatch a Grammy back once ever in Grammy history, and I think that was with the group Milli Vanilli. But you can understand, if you know the group Milli Vanilli's story and the J-Lo career that they had, what they say, you can understand the reason why they had to take their Grammy, pretty much. But as far as R. Kelly, his Grammys are safe for right now. Now, with that being said, man, R. Kelly is still on trial right now. And I hear he's snitching on a lot of people, but he definitely need to answer and pay for the trauma that he's caused on other people's lives. And this cycle has to stop. It definitely has to stop. And just because he's a musical genius don't mean that he ain't this other troubled, sick, mentally ill person that he is, because he that too. He both. Honestly, his mental illness and the trauma that he's been dealing with all his life, and that a lot of us deal with, especially in the urban community. A lot of that made him that musical genius. I agree. Yes, R. Kelly will always be that musical genius. He will always be the king of R&B, but he's troubled. The reason why this is all coming full circle is because, like, I literally just got home and I'm listening to like an old pod show, and my old pod show is R. Kelly released from jail, Kanye West, Genius, and more. Top Music Entertainment Pod Show. That's the name of this episode that I'm listening to. This was published on March 10th, 2019. Okay, 2 years ago. There's a lot of issues that we all deal with from childhood. Thank God that the internet that we live in this time, for the people that are like in my generation and younger, maybe older too, but definitely younger, because we are giving so much access to knowledge and so many, I wouldn't say opportunities, but yeah, opportunity. I'm going to say opportunity to change a lot of things, especially dealing with traditional things that we have been doing since slavery. Taught behavior we learn as a kid, the abuse that we took as children. Because there's a lot of things that happen to us as children that that affect us in adulthood. And when we're triggered, we act on it, and we're acting and having feelings and dealing with different type of emotions and not knowing why or where this coming from. Where is this depression rooted from? Like, when did it start? How did it start? 9 times out of 10, everything that we learn in our childhood or didn't learn, or every way we felt about a particular thing, whether the feeling was good or bad, happy, sad. In our adulthood, in my adulthood, it has affected me in some type of way. And I'm making a conscious decision to seek, well, I've always had some sort of counseling because I'm ADHD. I've been seeing a counselor of some sort since I was a kid. I have my moments, but I feel like we all need something. Families need to get in. There's a lot of secrets in our community. There's a lot of things that has been held back. With all the secrets and the way we respond to different things and the trauma that we're all dealing with, we're many things. And in this video, one of the first things I was talking about is, the mute on RKelly music. How could you, why would you not want him to have his Grammys, and why would you want to mute RKelly music? Cancel culture, I'm not here for it. Hey, it is what it is. But when it comes down to mute RKelly and his music, when you're an artist like RKelly, it's not about his personal music or the record that you actually hear his vocals on or featured on. What about records that he produced? What about Aaliyah's first album? What about songs that he wrote for other artists? When we mute RKelly, are you going to mute some of your faves? Because K. Michelle worked with RKelly. Aaliyah, Jay-Z. It's a lot of people that have worked with RKelly. So are we going to mute and erase everything that he have done, that he ever did musically? And he has done so much. He's one of the biggest R&B celebrity ever. How do you mute that? I'm not praising RKelly for what he did to those women. I don't stand for that. But knowing what he went through as a kid, and that don't make it better either, knowing what he went through as a child, that's no justification. But it gives me a better understanding on RKelly and his sick ways. That part of him needed a doctor at an early age before it escalated to what it is now. But we don't do that in the urban community. We don't seek help for stuff like that. Mental illness is just as real. Illness, whatever illness, your mental state of mind is just as important, if not more. You can control things with your mind. Just know that. Now, with all of this being said, I hope my message don't get lost, because I am not supporting the criminal, demonic side of RKelly. I'm just simply trying to get understanding for all the trauma that we, especially my community, the things that we have to deal with that causes us to do crazy things in our adulthood. And I'm also connected to the music, and I know how to separate the artist from the art and understand that at the end of the day, RKelly is still a musical genius. He's still the king of R&B who happened to have a fucked up past, and he did fucked up things in his life that affected his career. But do we script him of all of his accolades? Help me out. I just want to know. Although I can't tell the world how to feel, I hope that people don't take this video out of content. Like, don't take it the wrong way. I'm here for healing. I'm here for positivity. I'm here for a new lifestyle and a new way of thinking, especially in my community. My royal family, my kings and queens, you already know how we do it. I need to hear from you down in the comment box. Let me know your feelings and thoughts on RKelly keeping his Grammys. How do y'all feel about the whole case overall? And how do you feel about RKelly as a artist? Not his person, but his artistry. Let's talk about the good part and pray about the bad parts. Until next time, my royal family, my kings and queens, I'm your host, KingFelipe. It has been a pleasure being here, being able to have this platform to connect with you guys. I'm so thankful for all the new subscribers and the ones that are coming in the future. I thank you guys. I love you guys. You already know how we do it. Love each other, support each other, but most of all, know your worth. Until next time, I'll catch you in the next video.
Experience some form of childhood trauma. What are some of the effects that this trauma has on us, even as adults?
Well, I think that some of the effects that we perhaps recognize the most is the impact that it has on our mental and emotional well-being, our ability to connect and develop healthy relationships. But when we experience trauma, especially in childhood, it literally gets under our skin and changes our biology. Because that moment when you as a child were sitting there knowing that you had told the truth and dealing with your mom as she was harming you, right? Like, we know as children that the role of our parents is supposed to be to protect us. And what happens in that moment, that fear, that terror, that trauma, releases all kinds of stress hormones in our body, what we call the fight or flight response. Right? But if that happens too often, if it happens unpredictably, and most importantly, if you don't have that safe and stable and nurturing adult to help to calm that down, well, you can get its prolonged activation of the stress response. And that can lead to long-term changes in the way our brains develop, the way our hormones regulate, even the way our immune system functions, and even down to the way our DNA is read and transcribed. And that is what can lead to not only increased risk of mental health challenges like anxiety, depression, but also a lot of things that people don't recognize. Heart disease, stroke, cancer, diabetes, even Alzheimer's.